Hi guys and welcome. Today is Saturday, July 6th, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I haven't even changed my calendars over. Look at that. I still have June on there. All right. So today is Saturday, July 6th, and I hope you all had a safe and happy 4th. I'm a little bit late today to record this introduction video. My son, I had to take him to the train station at Lyle because he is going to today's Xfinity Cup, the Xfinity street race in downtown Chicago. So I had to take him to the train station so he could get downtown for all that racing fun. So anyway, let's go ahead and get down to the stamping surface and we'll show you the set that we're going to feature this weekend. Okay, so as you can see, this is the Changing Leaves stamp set. Now this set has a little bit more than you normally have, and I'm trying to find my other pieces up here because I don't ever keep things in the same area. All right, so Changing Leaves, 8-piece stamp set, 10-piece die set. Now for your die set, don't freak out. This one counts as 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is your 8, 9, and 10. So it, like I said, it has the 8 stamps, 10 dies, and your hybrid folder. We'll show you a little bit about all of this right now. Let me grab a piece of, I think I'm going to use Very Vanilla to show your examples on. Because when I think of leaves, I think of fall, and so I usually like using the vanilla on that. Okay, and you're going to need some of the bigger blocks because these images are fairly big. So let me go ahead. Oh, and I'm right by. Oh, sorry, I'm right by the microphone. Sorry. So you're probably going to need your bigger block. I think this is what, the E. Yep, looks like an E to me. So one of the bigger blocks. Also, if you want to, oh my gosh, this one's really by. If you want to have your big 8, I think this is the I. I about said H, but I think it's the I. Oh no, it's F. I'm going the wrong way in my alphabet. If you want that, so you can kind of match them up to what the die is like, you can. I don't use this one very often for this set. It is full of photopolymer, so you'll want a piercing mat to help you with that. So let's go ahead and let's get some of these under there. I'm going to cut this down after I stamp this first big leaf because we're going to be using the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and this full sheet won't go through on that. All right, I am going to grab out from the In Colors that will be retiring when this catalog retires. Now this catalog is not retiring until the end of April 2025, but just so you know, these will be gone once the catalog is gone. All right, so let's look at these. I'm going to take this big leaf first. It fits on your block, but it's pretty. You want to make sure all the points are on there. Otherwise, you may not get a very good stamped image. I'm going to use Wild Wheat. Let me put this over to the side for now. Wild Wheat. And I'm going to go stamp head to the stamp because it's so big. I feel like this way you don't get those edges. All right, so let's go ahead. Now this is not matching up to how the die is, just so you know. If you wanted to stamp the way the die is, you would lay this down on your cardstock and do a light pencil trace to kind of keep you in line. I'm going to show you how you can do it both ways. All right, so there's that one. Pretty gorgeous. All right, I'm going to use this big block to put my stamps on after I'm done stamping because I have to clean those. All right, so now the next one we're going to take is this one. We're going to do this one in Moody Mauve. I think people on the other side of the pond say mauve. Moody Mauve. I say Moody Mauve. All right. So yes, use your piercing mat or your glass mat. Now my glass mat is on my work table right here. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm not buying another one for this stamp surface because it's fairly mobile. You can move it around a lot. So I'll just leave it on my work desk because I also like using it as a dry erase board for when customers call in. I can write down their information real quick. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go to a smaller block. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Forgot about those alarms going off. I'll have to pause it a couple more times. All right, so here's copper clay. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. All right. We have a few more to go though. Let me put that down there. We have some words now. So we have 5 sets of words, 3 leaves. I'm going to put the words all on one block, making sure that it's not upside down. All right, this one's a very short little one. And this one here. All right, that one, let me just put it flat down like that. Oh, a little bit of a dog hair. Yeah, poor Finn. He's been through so much medically. He is now, well, he's on these medicines. He has Cushing's disease and a gallbladder issue. So he's on all of these crazy expensive medicines. But to do the ultrasound, they had to shave him. And he just, they didn't even shave the whole area. They shaved like right over the hindquarters, the stomach and hindquarters. So he looks very strange. So let's go ahead and do this. And there are your words. So thank you. A little note to brighten your day. I couldn't have done it without you. Here for you, and you are amazing in every single way. And I got a little bit of ink on there. All right. So those are the 8 stamp sets. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to bring over the big cut emboss machine. You could use this mini cut emboss machine for a lot of these, but I'm going to be using this too, so I might as well just bring over one machine one time. All right, let's go ahead, and I think I want to, let me see something with my cutter here. Do I have enough room for this one? Oh, I do. So I'm going to cut a weird piece out along here to show you the embossing folder. So let me just go ahead and go like this. Let me go like this. And then I'll just meet up with those two. Get both of those cut lines in my little channel there. Pretty close. Pretty close. All right, so we'll have that for the next portion. All right, so you can cut these out. So I could trim it down and cut these out individually. It's not going to be that big of a deal, right? In fact, we'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to show you first how the hybrid folder works. Let me go ahead and bring over my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Ooh. Yes, I shed just as much as Finn. So that's what I was saying earlier about that little hair. So Finn's hair is kind of growing back in some areas already, but it's really short. So we have little Finn hairs all over the place. All right, Stampin' Cut and Emboss, you use just your platform and your adapter because this is a 3D. Now it's gonna chunk down when you run it through. It's gonna go make a big chunk. You're not ruining anything. This die, you'll just kind of bring it in. You're doing this on the Stampin' Up side, and at a certain point you'll feel it lock in. See how that? But then you go here and it locks in. All right, how did I do that? There, I think that was about right. There we go. I'm gonna rip this off. I gotta turn off that alarm. Can I hit the dismiss? Let me see if I can go across just a little bit so I can hit the dismiss. There we go. Sorry about that. This is my off week on my medicine, so I don't have to take that 8 o'clock pill, but I leave it on just in case. So I have that covered up. You can see that it's in there. Make sure that your binding goes through first. Either goes through first or you want it to be side by side. But I have the binding go through first. Now remember, it's going to be not so tight. You can still turn it, but it is going to chunk there at the end. You heard that, didn't you? All right, so let's go ahead and take this off. So here is how it works with that embossing folder when you're using it in the hybrid version with the dies. So I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of good textures on those. All right, and of course, let me throw that away. Of course, you can also, let me grab a piece of, let's use shaded spruce. How about that? No, go back to copper clay. Copper clay. All right, and I'm just going to, instead of cutting it, I'm just going to go like this because I know that's pretty much going to be okay. I know, horrible. And I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to line that edge up there. So I might have a little bit on that tear area. I should have cut it. You know, I shouldn't have been lazy, but. So you can run the folder through just as an embossing folder. Again, it feels like it's going through a little bit tight, but you'll be all right. So here we have just that whole area embossed. So now I can take my cutter and then cut it down to a layer. So here's 5 1/4. I'm going to cut off that icky part that I ripped instead of cutting. And here we go, 4. So now we have a nice layer. Let's do a 2.5 inch strip. Now let's do a 2 1/4 strip. So that will be a nice little focal point. And this is what? Is this 5 1/4 again? Yes. All right. So you can see now I have a nice strip for a card. Here's a good layer. Let me turn it this way so you can see it better. There's a nice layer for the card. So you can emboss with it. You can cut emboss with it. Here we have that. You also, when you're doing embossing, if you're using like white or very vanilla, You could also ink this up with ink, then put your die on, run it through, and then if it's on like white or vanilla, you'll have it inked, embossed, and cut all at the same time. All right, and then you would just run this under the sink so you can get it clean. All right, so let's, oh, we need this out for a little bit more. Like I said, you can use this die to individually cut too. So let me go ahead, let's try to do this a little more normal than I did last time. Let's go ahead, oh, I didn't cut that very well, did I? Let me grab my snips. We're just going to leave a little bit of a border around all of these, but we're individually going to cut these out. Now, like I said, if you want to, there we go. If you wanted to, when you first get your piece, if you want to go ahead and kind of do an outline here so you can stamp and cut the images, you can, but it's just as easy to go this way. So let me show you what I mean. Let me grab my platform 2 and my 2/3, and let's go ahead and cut these out. So there's 1, 2, and 1/3. Just be careful when you're running this through. You don't want this to hit your edge here. So what I like to do is kind of get it all assembled this way. Make sure I have the edges the way I want them. Put a little piece of tape on there. And now we can lay this on the plate to make sure that nothing's going to hit an edge. You don't want to ruin that die. So there's that one cut out. Let's go ahead and do this one. Let's get those pieces out of there. Again, you can lay this down on your platform and rearrange it there. I find it easier to do it this way so that when I'm laying it down, I know that I'm completely on the platform. So I'm not going to ruin my die. All right. Does that look pretty good? I think that looks pretty good, just like that. Put the tape down, making sure the die is completely on the platform, no hanging over. Oh, I just moved it and that tape wasn't very strong. All right, let's try this again. We'll use a different piece of tape. How about that one? That's a little more sticky. So again, lining up. First, I usually start with that stem and that little joint right there where it joins. And then I kind of move it around to make sure all my leaves get in there. All right, that looks better. Let me put a bigger piece of tape down so it doesn't move when we run it through. This is a newer piece of tape, so careful when you peel it. Remember, you kind of want to go at a diagonal so you don't run the chance of ripping your paper. All right, so there's that one. And last but not least, the big daddy of them all. All right. I'll lay it down like this just to tape it. Oops. I want to make sure that stem doesn't get cut off. I want to make sure I can see the leaves through all of that. There we go. Now we're going to make sure that die is completely on that platform, nothing hanging over. Roll it through again. Take your tape off at an angle. And there you go. There's that one. So it may seem like a lot of extra steps, but you may not want all of the, let me get this cleaned off, you may not want all 3 leaves every single time. All right, so besides that die, we have other dies. We have this, so remember that counts as 3. So then we have these other 7 here. So let's go ahead and take the greetings, because a lot of them are on the greetings. This one goes over the little here for you. Get that a little bit centered. All right. This one goes over the little note, or the you are amazing. This one, you could do it over the I could have done it without you. I won't be able to do it because I got them too close together. So let's just run these 2 through first. Let me move that out a little bit. Head up and too far. All right, so here we have the here for you. Here we have the you are amazing in every single way. Hang on a second, because when I pulled that off, my die fell into my little trash bin I have there. So let me go ahead and get these on there since they're smaller. All right, now we can go through and do that circle. I'm going to go up a little bit on it. You see there's double cutting surface. You see that I got it pretty close there. So if I do that, I'm going to cut into that word. But that would fit through there. That would cover that one. But for the sake of time, let's just run the rest of these through, the circle and the other ones through on this piece of copper clay. Let's run these 3 through first. Let me get all these over here on my plate. Wait, I have to get that one out first. Let me see. Where's my roller brush? Oh, duh, it's up here. That'll help push that out. So there. Now this one is very, very thin. You can see that came out. And let's show you the other 2. Here's the circle. Oh, the other die. It's still in there. All right, so here's that leaf. here's the circle die. Notice there's a little stitching on that circle, so that's very fun. Let me get my little brush out, poke that out. And there you have that leaf. All right, so let's grab the other little piece here. Now, if you had your press and seal, you could do that to make the outline of another leaf. I just throw mine away. So here's the last two. Now, no, this does not, someone asked if this cuts out these two leaves. As you can see, it does not match up in any way to those two leaves. So this will not cut out any part of that. So let's do this one and our last one. All right. So there you have that. And, oh, I put it back up here. Get out all these little pieces. Yes, I'll have scritchies all over the place, I know. Let's pull that one out. Brush off those extra pieces. Come out fairly easily. Ah, there we go. Phew. So there's those two. Oh, I still have two pieces left in there. Shows up on camera really well, doesn't it? All right, now let's try that. So there you have those two. So, guys, a lot in this set. Let me put this off to the side so we can go over what we've done this morning. All right, and we still have a couple sayings that we're going to cut out. We can use other punches or something on that, but so we had our 8 stamps, 10 dies, and the embossing folder that also, along with the die, acts as the hybrid folder. All right, just a minute, guys. We have more. There's that. And I don't know where. Oh, it's here. That's right. They don't connect. All right. So, and with these, you could also take your blending brush if you wanted to. Can't think if I have color on any of these. But you could take your blending brush or your dauber and add color to that raised area. But overall, just a fun set. So again, is the Changing Leaves bundle plus the hybrid folder. And this is an online exclusive. I didn't check this morning to see if it was still in stock or not, but it was released on July 3rd. So you have your dies, you have your folder, and you have your stamp set. All right, come on back tomorrow and we'll do a card together, and I'll play around with these components and make some cards up so you can see what we did with the cutout parts. All right, guys, thanks. This was a very long video. Thanks for sticking with me for this half hour, and we'll see you tomorrow and we'll do a card together. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.